Okay, tis Ray again. Um, I wanted to speak to black folks today, and well, I guess that's enough for, white folks to pop up, but anyone who does on this post, I will ignore the clear colonial cunts with crackertosis, because this is not about you. This is about us. As usual, y'all like to try to colonize some shit, but this isn't to you. This is to my people. One issue that is one of our biggest issues this generation is our ability to take on the oppressor's mindset when it comes to sexism. And I have noticed a lot of us, whenever we're in a relationship, we try to one up each other or try to prove to the other one who is boss, who doesn't need who. I don't need you, I can do this on my own, or I don't need you, there's plenty of women out there who will do what you do, and da da da. We have this issue. And up until the war on drugs, we were more likely to be married and having a two-parent household than white people. They have really done a fucking number on us. That's for damn sure. It's very obvious. Um, with the decline of morals and respect in this country, from the simple fact that it's always been this way, but now we have a little more freedom and we're doing it a lot more easily. It's affecting people of color a lot more than it is white people, because they have their privilege and they have money and they have their finances in order, and it's simple shit. It's not as drastic and it's not as harmful to them as it is to us. And I am a very logical person, even though a lot of people get offended by my logic and studies. But the similarities I see on both sides, when I see black men constantly degrading and disrespecting black women, and I speak up on it, it's, oh, you're a feminazi, you're just a feminist, and you're just this, you're just emotional, you're just that. And then whenever I see females, black women, speaking up and out and disrespecting black men, it's, oh, you're just a dick rider, dick chaser, you're just this, you're trying to get attention, yada yada, blah blah blah. If there's one thing about me, I couldn't give two shits less if anybody actually believes it or not, but I don't say the things I say for attention. They get attention because of the fact that they don't really align with the majority. And all through American history, the majority rule has always been a majority of fools. There's no time in American history where the majority were all agreed on what was right. You always have to have people below who are being harmed as a result of people with the majority of income and power, period. So the fact that we are taking so much out on our own, and black folks these days are more likely to check ourselves and correct ourselves and try to blame ourselves for everything that we've been put in, as far as poverty and broken homes and just financial crisis nonstop. We should understand that this is something that we're indoctrinated to do. Whenever we speak up and out against something that is against the normalcy. Men have always had more power than women in this country, and for that reason, a lot of women use that as an excuse to justify child support, which is hurting our men. And a lot of people will say, well, they should have thought about that before they had sex, unprotected sex. And that's the same thing as saying, well, if y'all really care this much about y'all and y'all's lives really matter, then what about black on black crime? It's something that just is said, but it's not really something that's logical. Because a lot of people have unprotected sex, and the fact of the matter is, if we're mentally and emotionally and psychologically damaged and we have less education at our fingertips, we're not going to understand a lot of the situations we're putting ourselves in, which is actually what they want us to do. And to claim that we shouldn't have unprotected sex with men if they didn't want us to have the kids, while we're sitting here knowing that we're going to have to carry the kid for 10 months and then we're going to most likely get a check for it, it's putting them at a real unfair advantage. And it's showing a lot about us as far as our mental health and our self-respect whenever we'll have a child that is unwanted and we try to convince ourselves and the world that we're actually doing someone a favor by doing so. It doesn't make sense. And it damages our men more so, because you cannot raise a good black man or woman based on just seeing them every other weekend. It doesn't work that way. Parenting is a nonstop, constant, hands-on lifestyle, and to let daddy government come in and tell you, you know, you have to pay 25% of your income, but you can only see the baby every other month, and it's not healthy. It's causing more damage to our community than anything. And we used to actually stand by each other a lot more than we do now, because we're given this idea that respect and love and admiration for the other group is somehow soft or pussyfied or whatever the case. And it does so much more damage than it does any kind of, there's nothing healthy about this. And to claim it's the black woman's fault or it's the black man's fault is just bullshit. We're going back and forth at the victims of the situation instead of trying to figure out how to help each other. Just pull ourselves out of this bullshit that they're putting us in. But yeah, that's basically just one of the little things I wanted to talk about. And white people, you're not invited to this fucking barbecue. You don't get to say anything, and if you do, simple, I block you. You can sit there and talk shit all you want to. It's not going to change the fact that you hate black people so much that it's almost up to par with how you treat your women. You gave our men rights to vote before you gave your own women. So for that reason, y'all are the last people I'm going to talk to about respect and acceptance of